Welcome to Silver Linings Podcast. In honor of Tylee and JJ, we are continuing to discuss healing and how to deal with life's tragedies. So let's talk about it. In honor of Tylee and JJ, we are continuing to discuss healing and how to deal with life's tragedies.
Yeah, I know there's an echo. Hold on. I'll fix the echo. I'm working on it.
I didn't know what happened. I wasn't going to start talking. I was not going to start talking over that.
I thought I was the most prepared one here. I was wrong.
Wow, that's really sad because anyway. Okay, to start off, let me first welcome you and jump right into a question so people don't think that we aren't prepared with questions. This is a question actually from last week from Jet. Is Adam the only male cousin left in his family? It seems full of women. And yes, there's still other male cousins. Y'all met one of them. Brax, we had on the show. Brax is a male cousin. He has two brothers, two great men. And a lot of you have listened to my niece or Adam's cousin, Megan Connor, on other channels. Very well spoken, very intelligent. She has two incredible brothers that we just love. So yes, there's some living, remaining, surviving males in that generation of the family, along with Adam.
I'm trying to think. So you, Cliff, Teresa, and my mom. Yeah, that's everybody. Okay, so
well, that's the four siblings, sure. Right?
Yeah, the four siblings. Yeah, so yes, there's definitely.
Okay,
so yeah, good question. I know we try to give as many answers as we can to the questions, and so yeah, that's a good question, and glad we can clear that up for some people.
And you notice Linda Lou is the first comment posted on there. We want to give a shout out to Linda. She's an admin on the Facebook community page that's been doing a lot of work. I don't think we shout her out enough. So I wanted right away to let her know we appreciate all the good hard work that she's doing, along with the others that are doing it. Kimberly, Lindsay, Anna's been a moderator. There are people just stepping up to help us. We appreciate it so much because we really need it.
Yes, so good. I'm glad we made it to the live on time. I apologize, Rex. I had a pickleball tournament that I was running and it ran late. I literally walked in the door, turned my computer on, and saw that Sean was calling on Skype. And so I haven't even showered yet. A good thing nobody can smell me because yep. I'm definitely going to take a shower after this podcast, but I am walking in straight off the pickleball work day today. So I apologize. And then somebody said, "Oh, you're too close to the computer." And I got my computer as far away as I can. So I'm trying to stay back, but the microphone is making me move forward a little bit.
Back up a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
Maybe to Cleveland.
Keep going and get me a hamburger.
I got to take the mic with me if I do this. That's the problem.
No, you're good.
All right.
There's a sad comment up there on the screen right now from Missy, our good friend Missy Holden.
My favorite Friday night date.
Yeah.
We're considered a Friday night date.
Missy, you really need to get out more. Not that we wouldn't love being your dates, but come on, get out a little bit.
No,
more.
you do.
Wait, this is great though, because Friday night and Saturday night date night for married people, I think it's great, and you find different things to do. You can't just always go to the movies or always go to dinner. You find a podcast that you like, you put some popcorn in, you guys can type in some questions. It's fun for the whole family.
Hey, you want a podcast and chill?
Like Netflix and chill, same idea.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize this, Tommy D. Adam, did you get the tree that we put in the book from Tommy?
What
is that the tree she's talking about? Finally made alive. Thanks for posting my tree, Adam.
No, okay. So in our Facebook group, and by the way, thank everybody for coming on our Facebook group and joining. I think we're almost at 700 members. And if you haven't joined and you watch our podcast, if you have Facebook, it is Tylee and JJ's Silver Lining Podcast community. And it's amazing, first of all. And so more and more people are on there. So Tommy had sent me a message with putting her Christmas tree up, and I thought, oh my gosh, we haven't even had Thanksgiving yet. I was like, and people are already putting their Christmas trees up. It doesn't. Thanksgiving never gets any respect as a holiday. So I posted a picture of her tree on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And so that's her Christmas tree, not mine. It's hers. And so she just started laughing. She's like, I can't believe you posted my tree on there though. But anyways, that's another great question. And I did get a Christmas present. I just want to give a shout out while we're doing shout outs real quick. So I got a jersey for Christmas already. It's a signed Raider jersey. And that's Renfro, one of the receivers for the Raiders. So I want to shout out Lindsay for it came in the mail today, getting my early Christmas present.
And Adam, Lindsay has a question for you, a very important question. It's on the screen.
Okay. Oh, let me see. It says hidden for me.
Is your computer plugged in?
Yes. Okay. And as soon as I came in and put my computer on, I made sure I plugged it in. So we are good. And the battery says it's full. I mean, I could unplug it and still last the whole time.
Uh-huh.
I won't try it.
Let's not test that.
I'm not going to.
Okay. Yep. We don't need to notice that. I'm just scrolling down here. A lot of hellos, and we love this community. We love being a part of it. I've been telling people, I've had a couple meetings today. I've been saying, Adam and I are just scrambling, trying to keep up with the community. The community's out in front of us. They're ahead of us. And we had a meeting about merch yesterday with our chief of staff, Lindsay, and Adam and I aren't even involved in the merch. It's Lindsay and the Facebook group that are going to be doing the merch. All the money will stay there. It's not going to the foundation, and they're going to be doing with it what they want. You guys are just way ahead of us, and wisely so, because obviously we haven't been keeping up with everything. And that does give us a little more time to read comments, to respond to people, which we very much enjoy doing. And we just need more time to do it. So we're getting help so we can do that. So thank you. Thank you for the help. And thank you for the comments to have for us to respond to.
Yeah, I love that. By the way, since I'm doing show and tell, I'm going to do one more. So Rex knows that, you know, he's been to my, when I used to do radio, you have to have headphones, right? And so I've had these Beat headphones for 6-7 years, and they fell apart, and I put tape on it and taped them all together. And then now you'll see that they're broke, and this one still got Scotch tape on it, trying to keep it together. I went out and got another pair of headphones, and these are my favorite headphones of all. And they're the Sony's. Sean will know these. These are the
that's
radio.
The only headphone to have for any type of broadcast. Beats.
Yes.
You've been wearing Beats. Shame on you. Bring those Beats up here. I'll fix them for you. Then throw them away.
I've been wearing these Beats, and I'm one of those that if it breaks, I just put Scotch tape on it or whatever I can to keep it going. So I had to retire these, and I got some real headphones. I'm sure Sean's gonna be very excited. I'm so happy about these new headphones.
I applaud you. You're in my good graces now. So
okay, so now we're but one of my other old radio producers said, "Hey, I've been watching your podcast. Do you got a Yeti mic? What year is this? 2013?" He starts ripping me about the mic, and I thought this is a decent mic.
We gotta talk about that, but you're okay. You're okay. You know, come on.
Now, speaking about catching up, I finally got in the mail copies of the book. I didn't have copies of the book before yesterday, or maybe the day before.
Is that a real copy?
This is a real copy. Or is that the one in Latin? This is in English. I read 3 words of Latin, so I would have enjoyed that, but this one's in English. And this one I've got to do. This is what Adam referred to the other day. Adam and I took some time for these people that have been helping us, like Sean, Kimberly, Linda, Lindsay, Anna. The list probably goes on. What, this? Okay. So this book we are signing for Sean. Well, I'll sign it. Adam's not here right now, but also we're putting this little QR code in the book. And when Sean scans that QR code, there's a personal message from me and Adam. And as we send these out to the other people that have been helping us, just as a way to say thanks, partly because we aren't co-located and partly because my handwriting is so poorly, we found the way to put a personal message in the book for these people. So Sean, this one's yours actually.
What? No, what? Oh, I thought you were just using my name as random fodder.
No, even if you don't read, you will have a personalized copy of the book in English. Now, if you really don't read, let us know. We'll give you one in Latin.
I'll take one of those.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
But this will be for you.
I can take that right now.
Okay. I'll sign it when we're done.
And I can scan it.
Signed it yet.
And remember last week in the podcast, I was saying that Sean, I said, Sean's going to really like the present that we gave him. And that was it. Just the video. Wait till you watch the video.
So I scan this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see if you can put this on the air.
I can't.
If our video.
I can't do everything all at once.
That is super cool, Adam. My daughter found that because my writing's so poor. It's a way to personalize the books without writing.
I don't know who has worse chicken scratch, me or you, because both of us are my writing is terrible.
Wait. You guys made a video for me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
You gonna play it for everybody?
I'm gonna try to. You didn't prepare me for this.
Sorry.
It's a surprise.
We like Rex and I love surprises. We want to give. I told you last week we did something for you, and you're gonna love it. Is what I said.
I thought you were just gonna bring me like a Diet Coke or something. I would have been happy with that.
No.
Wow, that bar is pretty low.
Yes.
That's like Missy's Friday night dates.
Let's see if I can bring this up here.
See if you can play it for everybody.
Yeah, it's not.
To read this, we had to dedicate a book to you.
Did you put the video on?
Volume sounds and what the lighting looks like, the camera angle. I'm not sure.
Cringing.
You're probably just so upset right now looking at this going, these guys don't have microphones. We appreciate you. We couldn't have done this podcast without you, and then the book wouldn't have been here. So I guess we owe the book to you.
And well, at least this one.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
I don't know
if
you can technically thank us for thanking you. That gets into one of those eternal loops.
You're welcome, guys.
Right.
There we go.
Yeah.
We don't say you're welcome enough in this society.
So one of the questions that I just read was, Adam, have you always had a radio voice or did you produce one? And I got to tell you, Sean has the radio voice.
He does.
Like Sean has my voice is just normal, but when you like need somebody to do like announcing or something like that, Sean's got that professional, whatever that voice is. I don't have it. I don't even know how to do it.
It's
putting Sean on the spot.
It's not that special, man. It's just they just have to bring it down a little register, and then you just do some microphone technique, and then come on, don't be putting me on the spot like that. You're the radio guy in this thing, so
see if I try that, it just doesn't work.
Rex has got a deep voice. His voice is deep,
going deep.
I can read some of the book.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, thanks for the question anyways, about that. What other questions are on here? I can't read for some reason. I don't have my glasses on. I can't find my glasses either.
I'm wearing my third string pair of glasses because I forgot the other two. So I'm with you on that, Adam. Okay, well, I have some questions from emails in the last week. See how prepared I am?
I love that, Rex.
Just in case we had time to put them on here. So someone asked, say, Sally Jane, can Lori listen to your podcast in prison? I do not know that. Do you know, Adam? Because Janice doesn't visit with her like she used to.
I don't know. Of course, I don't know a lot of people in jail except for probably Lori. So I don't know what the rules are or how it works, or do you get a cell phone, or do you have to go to the library? I mean, I've seen the movie Shawshank Redemption, and they had a library where you go and listen to music and stuff. So I'm not sure how it works.
Yeah, 1940 there was no cell phones.
Yeah, but they did have a library. That's what I'm saying.
So we don't know. Sorry about that. If we find out, though, we'll let people know on that.
Yeah.
Tori Myers, and this can be stated maybe for other people too who have said this, but let's use Tori Myers' comment. I'd be willing to help out with an Audible purchase for someone, just need to know the price first. I'll tell you what, on that note, The price of the Audible, I think, is $7.99. Oh, well, no, we don't know the price of the Audible yet.
No.
I was thinking of the Kindle, $7.99. We'll let you know the price, but even if you can't donate the full price, the foundation will donate the rest. So donate what you can and say, hey, I want this to go for an Audible for someone, for a book for someone, whatever it is. The foundation will make up the difference. We appreciate all the generosity. There's so many generous people. And to some people, $17 isn't much. To other people, that's just a whole lot of money. And to some people, it's a whole lot of money some months, depending on how things go. And I love a community where we can all be ourselves and people can say, hey, I can't afford that. Well, hey, I can help you out this month.
Yeah.
I'm not rich, but I'll do what I can. It's just a wonderful view of humanity that we're seeing here in our community. So thank you all, both those that ask and those that donate. We love you all.
I think a good thing for Audible books too is that I think it's a little bit less than the regular book. And if you buy a couple of books on Audible, you get so many free. So then you can get like, I think 4 or 5 free books. And then Audible just, does their thing. So yeah, the Audible book. And by the way, they haven't even, I don't even know if they've even started the process of getting the Audible book done. I think they have, but it's going to take a long time. At least if they're going to edit what I had to say, it's going to take a while. Because I was in that room for 6 or 7 hours, Rex.
Well, half of that time was you on speakerphone with me going, how do I record? What button do I put?
No, your computer froze up. That was not my fault. That was your fault.
Oh yeah, here we go. Moving along here. Let me, Joe Wilkin. I finished the book today, gave it 5 stars on Amazon. Thank you so much, Joe. We appreciate that. Let me catch up a little bit. You don't want to know all the details of what's been going on behind the scenes with the books, but it's been ridiculous. And Amazon actually, part of the problem, not even the whole problem, they actually had 2 books on their site. So it made a difference. Those of you that ordered and got the Latin version, you didn't know that there were 2 books on the site. We didn't know at the time. And so we had to go through this big process to get one of the books taken off. And when they did, that cut down on some of the comments that you had made on the book or some of the star ratings you gave us. And so please continue doing that. Continue. Those of you that haven't put on a review, please continue putting on a review if it's a nice one. And that's why some of you have noticed the changes. Hey, there are only 6 reviews. There were 17 last week. Yeah, it's because we lost one of the books and just all sorts of stuff behind the scenes. It seems ridiculous to us mere mortals that don't do book distribution, but we're working. Well, we aren't working. Jane is working. Jane and her team, 2 of her sons are on the team, by the way, and they do wonderful work too, like Jane does. So we'll keep at it, and you keep please giving us that great feedback. Thank you.
Okay, let's get to some of these questions because we like doing lives because you guys have questions. I know there's a news thing came out the last couple of days. I know people have asked me questions. Rex and I have talked about this too, about the situation where somebody said that they had a source that Lori had said something to Melanie, or I can't remember who it was, but about Lori seeing Joe take his last breath or somebody taking their last breath. I guess it's, nobody really knows what that is, and we've talked about this on several podcasts before that Rex and I both, at least I'm 50%. I'm 50% that Joe died of his heart condition or whatever. And then I'm 50% that, Lori or Alex or somebody got in his apartment and poisoned him because, natural causes for him, natural causes for Tammy, and natural causes for Alex. To me, it's very coincidental and it's very fishy. So I'm not sure about any of that and what Lori told to who or what that is, but I'm just saying for me, my answer to that is it wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
Let me fill in a couple of those details because to some people, this is really important. So our friends at Hidden True Crime, Lauren and John Matthias, broke the story, a source in which Lauren is very confident. Now, the source got information from someone else. Lauren has vetted her source and is confident in her source. The other person, who knows? But the other person is Audrey Baratario. And those of you that are real familiar with the case recognize that she gave a testimony during the trial, and it was, to me, very powerful, a very significant testimony. And Adam, if you remember our conversation, I called this the Psycho Lori testimony, where Audrey Baratario in the trial, this isn't what broke the other night, in the trial was testifying that Lori threatened to kill her, and they would cut her up and put her in plastic bags, and there'd be blood, and they'd have to use bleach, and they'd bury her. Sorry, this is graphic, but this was a testimony in court. Most of you have heard it. They would bury her somewhere where she'd never be found. And at that time, she said, Lori said, I'm not in the frame of mind to do it right now, but I can get in that frame of mind. She was threatening Audrey. And she said, I've been there when someone's taking their last breath. So the story Lauren broke the night before last was that the source heard from Audrey Baratario that Lori was present when Joe Ryan took his last breath. That's pretty significant. If that's true, that just opens up a whole new can of worms, so to speak, because we still don't have proof. And so, Adam, I'm going along with what Adam said. Yeah, we don't have proof. We all want answers to Joe Ryan. We all want justice for any victims of this tragedy. And we want anyone who participated or was complicit in any of these crimes, any of these murders, to face justice. So we're all for this being investigated. We don't have more information on it. We don't have any proof of anything, but we are all for it happening. Did I say that right, Adam?
Yeah, you definitely said it right. And the other thing too is, like, there's so many layers to this story that I know things can get confusing. And so I see people making comments like, well, it had to do with Colby and Tylee's dad, which obviously Colby has a different dad than Tylee's dad. Lori had married somebody before. So I can see how it all can get so confusing because it's so much. There's just so much information. So we're going to try to, answer the questions the best we can and try to make sure that everybody gets the right information and that kind of stuff as far as who's who and what.
Yeah, but right now we don't have anything more than Lauren broke. But Lauren did say there is more breaking on this. She can't divulge that right now. Lauren, I've only known Lauren a few months, but one of the many things I can vouch for or say about her is she is very careful and very protective of her sources. And when she says she's vetted this source, she really has. So I believe what the source is saying because I believe Lauren's integrity in the way she reports things.
Yeah.
And then Audrey, everyone can hear the testimony she gave in court and draw your own conclusions if you need to draw conclusions on if you believe her or not. But I know that testimony in court, what for me was very insightful because it's the first time I heard someone talk about the Psycho Lori that would need to exist. See, I'd never witnessed the Psycho Lori. And so in order for her to agree to kill her kids in the manner they were killed, there would need to be a psycho version of Lori, and Audrey described it. So,
all right. Well, there's lots of questions. One of the questions that I read was, is any word on Colby, his wife, and his family? Again, at this point, Colby doesn't want us to talk about him. So we're not even going to even tell you if they're doing good or not, because he doesn't want us to talk about him at all. And Rex and I, half of our family, or more than half, or who knows what, they're not for this podcast, and some are, some aren't. So Rex and I both, we understand both sides. Everybody can heal how they want to heal. So we just say, okay, if that's what you want, we're going to respect that. So that's what we're doing. It's nothing against Colby, his wife, or his kids, of us telling you how they are. He just doesn't want us to do that. And we haven't really been in contact that much with them. So
we try to the best our ability to honor the wishes of our family members. So there's no one in the family that we're aware of hiding any information. So if we're not saying something about them, it's not like we're not divulging something that's important to the case. We're just respecting their wishes.
All right. What other questions are we going to, Rex? Well, you got the mouse.
Just as a follow-up to what we were talking about, Jenny's observation. Now, Adam and I aren't going to speculate much more on this bombshell story, and I believe it is a bombshell story, but we've said all that we know about it, so we won't speculate much more. That doesn't stop y'all from speculating about it. So Jenny's on the screen here saying, I believe that Lori is psycho, but I did not believe Audrey's testimony. And that's up for everyone. Everyone can make their own conclusion on, did you believe it? Did you not? Do you believe her now? Do you not? Okay. A lot of comments about Chad throwing Lori under the bus in his defense. I think we've seen that already. I think that's been coming out in what's happening. So no big surprise there.
Did I read that Chad's lawyers are trying to get Chad so he won't have the death penalty, that he was a kind of an innocent bystander, and Lori and Alex were the culprits of everything, and he was just kind of standing by? I think, is that what the defense is going? Did I read something like that?
I'm sure you did. That is the strategy. Of course, these motions, we know John Pryor, Chad's attorney, is very aggressive, and he's going to legally pursue all legal options, and that's one of them, trying to get the death penalty off the table. So no surprise there.
Okay. Let's see. Hi, y'all. Oh, what was that?
Okay. I hate seeing this, but I can't. Let me get that off the screen and see if oh, there we go. I hate seeing this from Melissa Elliott. Not that I hate seeing stuff from Melissa Elliott. Melissa, thank you for commenting, but I hate seeing what the comment says.
What does it say?
She sent her dummy book back that she had pre-ordered. She got the replacement. Woohoo. And it was another dummy book.
No way.
We're laughing not at you or at you.
Sorry.
We're just sorry because.
God.
But did it come with a custom spoke note?
Oh, and it did not come with a custom spoke note.
Rex, we need to make one in Latin and send we got to figure out what we want to say in Latin and send everybody one of those. I got one.
That's just sad. We're laughing because how badly can they mess up? Amazon, who started as a book company, how can they screw this up so much?
Is it okay to buy from Barnes and Noble? Is that a better thing?
No, because one of the three culprits in this, we keep saying Amazon, but there are three participants in this. And no one cares about all these details, but
I don't know.
One of the three is still involved in getting books through Barnes and Noble. So that's no guarantee that it's going to solve the problem. So
gotcha.
But Jane will be on this one from Melissa Elliott, I'm sure.
Hey, hold on a second. I have your spoke note that you're going to be reading.
Lost the notes that
There you go.
Oh, there it is.
That sounds more like German. That didn't sound like Latin.
That's pig Latin. That's pig Latin, where you do everything backwards.
Remember, I know 3 Latin words. That you can't fool me with that German, Sean.
Oh,
hopefully they're not cuss words.
Give me the mouse. Give me the mouse.
Okay.
Give me the mouse.
You have the mouse.
I'm still waiting for my T-shirt that says "Give me the mouse." Okay, it's all yours.
That's something that they're working on, by the way. T-shirts.
Yes, they are. watching from Sydney, Australia. Wow. I love it when you guys tell us where you are, even if it's Provo, Utah. I mean, it's
One of the cool posts, Rex, I don't know if you've seen it, but somebody posted like almost a roll call. If you're part of our Facebook community, where are you at? And it's got over 100 comments, and people are just saying exactly where they're from, and it's all over the place. I love learning where people are from. And then, when people just join our Facebook group, they're sending a picture and saying, "Hey, this is me. I'm introducing myself." And it's like, it's so, I've been around Facebook a long time in different communities and different, Facebook groups. I have never seen anything like what's going on with our optimists. I mean, this is like a whole nother level.
It really is. It's so fun so enjoyable. Fun's not even the right word. Kind of amazing to us how y'all have come together and interacted with each other. And so many of you have found a place to tell your stories, which you haven't found before. That's just beautiful. That's just beautiful humanity right there.
Now people are sending messages about where we're going to be going for our next live meet and greet. I have no, everybody wants us to come to where they're at. I think our next one is going to be in Salt Lake and Provo, I think in January, but we haven't really figured out when that's going to be. But hopefully we're going to do a book signing and then get to meet our optimists in Salt Lake and Provo.
Well, I can grab the mobile stuff. I'm going to be up in Salt Lake at the Delta Center tomorrow night, so we can do that before the show.
Oh, you can do that. Yes.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah. They all want to see me.
Sean will be there to autograph our book and to do a live without us there. I love it.
Okay, this is funny. So, a couple people now, like Diane has told us just about every time that she's in Cave Creek, which is cool because I go to Cave Creek. I have friends there. Says, okay, I'm still out here in Cave Creek. Like we haven't come there. Good grief, Diane. We were in Mesa. It's not that far from Cave Creek. I make that drive when I'm out there all the time. So, Adam, you take Arkansas. Who's on here?
I got to tell you, I lived in Arkansas for 2 years. I love Arkansas. I love it.
Okay. And Anna Anderson says hi. She's in Montana. Love hearing from Anna. I need to follow up with you, Anna. We haven't talked for a while. Let's see. You take Arkansas.
Yes.
And I'll go, let's see.
I want to go to Texas too.
Well, Texarkana. I just spoke with a client, Texarkana, yesterday. Texarkana is one on here.
I like Texarkana.
Yeah, on the eastern tip of Texas there. So Tommy's still waiting for us to come to Northern California. I'll tell you what.
Well, I'll be there next week, so we'll do another Sean podcast there.
It's
San Jose.
Sean is
why Sean, why are you traveling so much? What are you doing?
I haven't done anything in months. It's catch up time.
You're always traveling. You're going to put radio stations from the ground up. You're always doing some project somewhere.
Well, I got Depeche Mode this week. Thanksgiving with mom and dad next week. Nothing.
Oh.
Wait, you're going to go see Depeche Mode in concert?
Yeah.
They're still around?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love Depeche Mode. Where are they playing?
Delta Center up in Salt Lake. That's what, and I may even do a live on the page.
I'm missing everything. Oh.
And I'll tell you the plan for now. We may do several meet and greets before the one in January, but the one in January is because Lindsay's coming down from Alaska, and she'll be in the Salt Lake area. So we want to do something while she's there, and she may even do a book group without us while she's there, and then come to a couple. If we do lives in Provo and Salt Lake, and maybe a book signing and a live a meet and greet there in Salt Lake. So that's the January plan. They're around January 8th or 15th, 16th. We'll let y'all know when that's finalized.
I have a pickleball tournament on the 7th and 8th, so it has to be the weekend after that, and we got to stay in a $30 million house.
Oh, that's right.
I hope.
Yep.
I've never been in a $30 million house. So if we get to stay there, oh my gosh, I'm going to video the whole thing. We're going to do a live from the house.
Lindsay has rich friends. Nice to have rich friends.
No doubt.
Jersey Gin travel. Okay.
Can I say what I'm doing tonight? Since Sean said what he's doing, he's going to a Depeche Mode concert.
Okay, after this you can, because this is I forgot about the super stickers and to announce. I forgot about a lot of things that we're supposed to say. So let me put that in right now.
Okay.
I'm supposed to say, please subscribe and hit like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We never say that stuff. We had the super sticker turned on. If you remember from our last live, if you want to donate to purchase a book or a Kindle for someone else, hit the super sticker for an odd amount. We just got one from Valerie. Valerie, I'm not sure if your last name's pronounced Cook. I believe it is Koch. But anyway, we just got one from Valerie. Thank you for that. And that will go towards purchasing someone a book or a Kindle. If you donate an even amount, we'll still send that to the Other Side Village. Okay. Or we had guests from the Other Side Village. We'll send it to them. So thank you for that. Okay, now go ahead, Adam.
Okay, so since Sean said he's going to Depeche Mode, which I'm very jealous because I love Depeche Mode. I would love to see them in concert. But I'm doing something tonight I haven't done in 30 years. My friend Ed, that I've been staying with in Gilbert. By the way, I did find a house I'm going to be moving into December 1st. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm moving to December 1st. So I got 2 more weeks with Ed. But Ed used to be a high school quarterback in football, or a high school football quarterback. And then he became an offensive coordinator and a coach and all that. So Ed is at he's at a Chandler High School playoff football game. And I haven't been to a high school football game forever. And he invited me. I said, you know what? After the podcast, I'll meet you there. So tonight I'm going to a high school football game with my friend Ed to watch a high school playoff game, which I haven't done. It may have been 30 or more years.
Wow. That is.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Depeche Mode, but still it's something.
That is something. High school football versus Depeche Mode. Well, I'm glad you're getting out, Adam. That's just good right there.
Thank you for being proud of me.
I'm always proud of you. I've always been proud of you.
I know that.
You've always done great stuff in your life.
All right. Let's see what other questions are on here. I know doing lives are weird because we're trying to read these questions and
incorporate questions from our emails as I get some.
Am I supposed to be reading certain questions or no?
Well, I'm trying to play moderator. That's a long story that we won't tell.
I was just going to ask who's moderating.
Yes, we don't have one for today, but
okay,
that's our bad.
It's probably my bad.
Well, probably, but I didn't want to blame you.
Okay, good.
A lot of people are making brief comments on the case, and I don't know they're commenting to us or other people because conversations are going on, Adam, while we're talking. People in the community are making conversations with each other, which we love and we encourage that.
Yeah.
And so some of them might be that, like someone just said, all the Melanies were confusing people too. So I think that's a follow-up on some of the earlier comments, but people are commenting on the case, and we'll be glad to comment on the case, but we've already disappointed a lot of people because we don't know as much as a lot of the people that are commenting on the details of the case.
What about the book? I know there's some people that on the Facebook group are saying, oh my gosh, I read the book and I want to say stuff, but I don't want to ruin it for other people, but I have questions about it. Because I knew people would have questions once they read the book.
Like, why are we crying in this spot?
Like, they don't know when we cry. They don't know the audio. They haven't heard the audio book yet.
That's right.
Yeah. These are just people that are reading it. But obviously when you read it, a lot of people said, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I read this book because it answered so many questions that I just didn't know. And I know not everybody has seen all of our 20. Sean, how many podcasts have we done? Is it in the 20s or is it teens?
Yeah. Give me the mouse and I'll find out.
You got
Thanks,
it.
Rex.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, give Sean the mouse.
Give me the mouse. Give me the mouse.
Because I know not everybody has watched all of our podcasts, and we talk about different.
19 podcasts. This will be the 5th YouTube live, and then there's a handful of the responses that you've done. So,
okay, so but these lives are considered a podcast because they go up as a podcast after they're done.
They all do, yeah. So I mean, if you want to count them all up, then yeah, we're probably up in the 30s.
Yes. Okay. So with being on, doing 30 videos, we'll call it videos. I'm sure you haven't seen all of them, so you don't have all the answers. So the book kind of answers some of those questions that you may have. Or it may give you more questions after you read the book. You may have more questions. I'm not sure.
But we will be glad to answer any of them if you have.
Yeah.
Oh, put Maureen's idea.
That's a really good one. Yeah.
That's a good idea, Maureen. Thank you for that.
Put a bunch of question marks before your statement, and then those stand out. Need elevator music in these pauses.
Well, I will say this. Well, I did see somebody mention something about our Facebook group, and I'll do it one more time and give a plug for it. Facebook group is Tylee and JJ's Silver Lining Podcast community, and I'm sure Kimberly will accept everybody because we just want everybody to feel welcome. And so if you haven't, and I know somebody didn't even have Facebook, and they're like, you know what? I went and got a Facebook profile just so I can join the community. And so that's pretty cool. And there's so many good posts on there. And I get excited when I wake up in the morning and I see the different posts, and there are all these positive like memes and things that really get you going for the day. And I'm going to start posting more on there as well. So hopefully you won't be annoyed by me posting certain things like the Christmas tree. When are you going to put your Christmas tree up?
Here's a question here from Jake. Are we going to Chad's trial? Things are heating up, and as it heats up, I have more and more interest. So I'll probably be going to some parts of it. I don't know which parts yet. Adam, how about you?
I haven't thought about going to Chad's trial. My question is, where are his kids going to be in the trial? Are they going to sit on his side or against him? I'm not sure how that's going on, because I get questions about that all the time. Like, how could Chad's kids believe him? I don't know. I don't know his kids. I don't know what he's told them. I don't know what evidence they have seen or not seen. Or, I mean, that's something that is interesting for people. I see those comments a lot.
That is interesting. I'll be interested to find out if and how much they're still supporting Chad. We know nothing about that. Absolutely nothing.
Right.
Rachel is so incredibly generous. She goes by Ali 79 on here, and yes, well deserved applause. Thank you for that, Rachel. And I was gonna say something. Oh, her comments. She has some great comments and some that are just kind of questionable, but we love them all.
What I like about Rachel is that she has our back, and I love that, because there's another podcast that's very negative that people actually maybe even heard them mention me and Rex and talk about me and Rex, and she's coming to our rescue, which I love. So don't get me wrong. I think it's and if you're fiery on some of your comments, I'm okay with it. I mean, you could, I don't know. Maybe Rex is not going to want that, and I don't like negativity, but I do like having our back and understanding that people are lying or people are saying bad things that they shouldn't be saying.
Yeah, I think we have allowed an overwhelming majority of negative comments on here. We've blocked less than a couple dozen over the however many podcasts we've done. That's thousands of comments, and we've only kicked out 5 people because they were just really, really, really mean. So
yeah.
So we certainly don't mind the other side, but one thing we like about it when we leave the comments there is so many of y'all have our back and address those people. And so we appreciate that. So, Adam, there's a question on here. You
Okay.
love your pickleball questions.
Oh yeah.
From Griffin, how did Adam get interested in pickleball?
Oh my gosh. Okay, real quick. I had a friend who was a Facebook friend. She ended up being the #2 player in the world. She was posting pictures on Facebook, and I thought it was tennis. And so I sent her a message, and I said, "What is this? They're holding paddles." She said, "It's called pickleball." I said, "What in the world is pickleball?" And I've been an athlete my whole life. I played football, basketball, baseball, tennis, you name a sport, and I played it. And I've never even heard of pickleball. And she goes, "Well, come down here, and I'll give you my paddle and teach you how to play." So I went down, learned how to play. And from that day forward, I played every day for about 4 or 5 hours, and I became addicted to it. And then I became pretty good at it. And then I played in pro tournaments, and so now I'm the head pickleball pro at Elite Sports in Arizona. So it's taken me in a totally different direction because I did radio for 30 years, and I left radio to do pickleball. So that's how I got into it. And it's one of those sports where if you're not an athlete, it doesn't matter. It's fun. It's social. You can have so much fun and be social playing pickleball, or you can be super competitive and really practice really hard and get really good at it and play tournaments. So there's something for everybody with pickleball. If you haven't yet played yet, do it. And matter of fact, I was talking to Lindsay. She's maybe going to do something with 12 Days of Christmas with our Facebook group. I said, you can throw in a free pickleball lesson. I'll give you an hour lesson and teach you how to play. So if that becomes one of the presents of the 12 Days of Christmas, I told her to throw that in if somebody would want that.
That's going to be awesome. So Kimberly B, of course, one of the admins along with Linda Lou and Kimberly started, of course, the Facebook group. She said, "I accept everyone but cranky pants meanies."
Yes,
so,
I love that.
Yep. Do not offend Kimberly B as a cranky pant meanie, or you will be out of there. Okay. We love comments like this, and I know it's a little bit putting the spotlight on us where it doesn't belong. To say this, but she loves our positive attitudes and loss. Let me share that with everyone. You know how many comments we've read? Well, y'all have read the same comments of people that have positive attitudes and loss. Virtually everyone has losses. And there is so much positivity in this group. So I'm going to accept this gratefully, this comment from Jen W., but I'm also going to accept it on behalf of everyone else in the group that is just like that also.
Agreed.
And look at her story. Just a great example of that. Here's a question from Joyce Kirby. The name of the book is not the same as the podcast. And thank you for saying you love us, guys, and for sharing and healing. The name of the book came from Adam. I love the name of the book. This was Adam's creation. It's called Lori's Lies and Family Ties.
Well, the reason, I think it explains a lot of things, at least from my perspective of writing the part of book that I wrote was, Lori lied to everybody in our family. And then it affected everybody in our family. So we're all tied to it. So from my perspective, Lori lying and then all of our family members all tied into it. That was my perspective of writing the book. So, I'm glad you liked the title of the book. Thank you.
And from Cynthia Beverforden. Okay, this is from an email, so I can't put it on the screen. But Cynthia says, Dad was a World War II fighter pilot, and husband did two tours of diesel subs and nuclear submarines. Okay, Cynthia, send us another email. You can't stop there because I have a lot of friends. I was in the submarine community for a while, not while I was in the Air Force, in another life. And I have friends in the diesel community and in the nuclear community. So you have to tell me what his assignments were there.
Rex, have you ever been in a sub?
You bet.
You've been in a submarine?
Yeah.
Did you get claustrophobic or?
No, I don't do claustrophobia. But it's just fascinating. I had friends that are, submariners, and they took me down in and just fascinating. And like, I appreciate all veterans. They have particular challenges they have going out under the sea for long periods of time in those cramped little spaces. It's just fascinating, and my admiration and gratitude is out to them too. Just like guys
Yeah.
that sit in a missile silo for hours and hours at a time in
Wait,
case we
I-
need to launch nuclear missiles.
I thought it was like a button you push. There's actually people there.
Yeah.
Oh,
And guys that sit on alert, waiting to run out to their B-52, and they have exercise. I mean, there are people
on call.
on call doing stuff that humans shouldn't have to endure. I'm just grateful for all of them.
See, that's the good thing about this podcast is we learn so much about all kinds of different things. I love just that I know certain things now.
And Anna's giving the Air Force flight mechanics are the finest. And Anna was an Army person, so she's not talking about herself. So I don't know. She's going to have to tell us who the flight medics. I'm sorry, not mechanics. The flight medics, definitely. Any medic is, mechanics too. Everyone has a part, and I just love them all, appreciate them all. KCL has toured a submarine once in Southern California. Okay. And that's just a unique experience.
So I saw a question on there. Why was Lori so believable? If we want to go back to that.
That's a darn good question.
I'll let Rex answer this too, but for me, I feel like because her personality was so outgoing, and you guys saw her on the news when she was, being investigated by the police and that whole thing. The police believed her. Then she went to a psychiatrist because Charles wanted to get her evaluated, and she passed with flying colors. So why is she so believable? That's the question. Why? I don't know why. She just is, or she was, and people just wanted to believe her. So
I was never in that camp, but in fairness, I didn't have the type of interactions with Lori where I had to decide, do I believe her or not? I could just take things at face value, and they didn't matter because I was just the uncle coming in, the favorite uncle, by the way. Sorry to my brother who's probably listening. Yeah. But I was just the uncle coming in, and, I could listen to her stories, even as an adult, even the adult Lori. I could listen to her, and I didn't have to make a judgment. Oh, is she telling the truth or not? But she's never been, I never observed her as mainstream anything. She's always kind of out on the edge, church in particular, her beliefs about how things work. Not completely wild, not completely off, as we saw later in her life, in the last 5 years. But I've never been one to just been taken in and say, oh, I believe everything she says.
Somebody mentioned that she had charm to her after watching the videos and stuff. So I'm sure there's probably not just one answer. There's probably a lot of things why people believed Lori. So I don't think it's just one thing. So unfortunately, that's, what happened with a lot of people, including the police and psychiatrists and Alex and whoever else, her friends and all that.
Yeah, let me address this one from Clicker. Rex and Adam, how have you two gotten closer through the podcast and the writing the book together? We've definitely gotten closer. We've always been close. I mean, except for a few battles in the driveway for the family basketball championship, we've always been close. And this experience together, when Adam and I started talking about this, and we found out we both believed just the same. We could see the same of what was going on. And there are so many family members that couldn't. That was kind of a bond in and of itself, and it remains to this day. We're still very much like that. There are a few areas where we don't see it the same, but nothing significant in there. And it's not just this case, the Lori situation. Adam and I have been close all the time over, well, darn near everything, haven't we?
Yeah, Rex and I both like the same things. We're both into sports. Rex and I have been playing basketball against each other one-on-one in the driveway since we were like, my dad didn't really play one-on-one basketball, so Rex was more of that for me. And then when I was younger, I went to go live with Rex for about 3 or 4 months when I was in 8th grade, having a hard time. And Rex, like I said in a podcast before, Rex is the most consistent person that I know. And consistency, when you talk about consistency with people, that plays a big role. And we laugh at the same things. We have a lot in common. Even though we're related, he's my uncle. We do have a lot in common. And so that also helps us. But writing this book and spending all this time with Rex has really, at least for me, it's strengthened my relationship with Rex. I've always known I can count on him. He's always been. I wrote about him in my very first book, about him being there for me. So yeah, it has the book and podcast. It's been a great experience. It continues to be a great experience. I learned so much being around Rex. So those are all really, really great things for us to be able to do this together.
Dang, thank you. I wish I could describe you that well.
You can't, because I'm not like that.
Oh, you're very much like that, but I don't describe it as well as you. So thank you for that, and same to you.
Yeah, thank you. I take it. I take that.
Anna says Grunkle Rex is an oak, which is much nicer than saying a brick, but I think she means dense like an oak. So
dense? No.
dense. I'm gonna take it as
like
a compliment.
Solid. No, solid.
Solid.
Is an oak.
Dense, solid,
yes,
same thing.
Solid. You're solid.
I'm taking it as a compliment either way.
Yeah, you should. All right. I think maybe we won't do lives anymore on Fridays. I think, are there people that have date nights, or they're just we
love the people that are here.
I know, but are we doing it as is this a wrong time to do it? I feel like we're invading people's time, because Friday at 6 o'clock or 5:45 our time.
Well, we try different times. So
that's true.
Sometimes they're bare for people. They tell us in the comments, or they tell us by the amount of people that aren't here, but we love the people that are here. There's certainly nothing wrong with them. Yeah. Kimberly says, well, the 234 of us aren't enough.
No, I'm not saying it's enough. I'm saying I feel bad. It's Friday night. It's like, and we're holding people hostage from doing like fun things on Friday night. Maybe we should do it like on a Tuesday afternoon at noon for lunch or something.
Let's address this one more time from an email. Can't put it on the screen, sorry, but from Connie Dugan. Rex and Adam, how do you deal with the untrue accusations and beliefs that certain individuals either post on social media or openly discuss on their podcasts? At this point, are you able to ignore them, or is it still difficult to hear when you know what is being said is completely untrue? Adam and I talked about this before we started the podcast. We knew we were putting ourselves in this arena where people do that. And what makes it worthwhile is all the positivity and love that comes from all of you. So those are such an underwhelming minority that the overwhelming love and gratitude that comes in just makes those seem inconsequential. I was looking for a big word. That's a good one. I saw it on Law and Order.
I like that one.
What would you say about that, Adam?
So it's a good thing I don't watch any podcast about, the case or anything like that. If I watched a certain podcast that I've heard about, I would probably be infuriated. I would be angry. I would get upset. I would yell at the podcast while it was going on. I'm so glad that I don't know. So people DM me and tell me things that are being said on other podcasts, because I don't know. So yeah, I'm glad that I don't have to deal with that, because if I do hear things that are untrue, because Rex and I like to come on here and tell the truth. We like to, make sure that, we're telling what we know and all those kinds of things. So I hate, can I say the word hate? It's not a good word, but I hate when people make up stuff or pretend like they know something when they don't. It drives me nuts. So I'd rather not hear it, because then I would want to respond to it or sue or whatever the case may be. I would get very upset if I watched it.
And here's from Tommy D, who contributes frequently and very, very kindly. It's difficult for me to listen to them. I get angry for Rex and Adam, boils my blood. See, we just need Tommy D's, and we have several of them, including Tommy D, and that makes it worth it for us, frankly. So thank you for that support and for that perspective.
Thank you for taking the anger from me and having you have to deal with the anger. I love it.
And just a note here, Nate Eaton is great. I think Betty's responding to something someone else said, but that's true. We're going to contact Nate now. He very generously said when the book comes out to contact him. He'll interview us so people know. Of course, he has a huge following. And I've waited till now to make sure that the book problems are fixed. And now I'm not sure that someone got a second Latin version. We'll see.
Oh no. Maybe we'll do it. We'll start promoting the book in a month from now when the Audible comes out, and we make sure that all these things are, Amazon has fired their robots that have messed things up.
We'll see. Well, Adam, we've been on longer than an hour.
Oh, I'm supposed to be at a high school football game.
Uh-oh. We better get Adam on the road. Anna has to get back to her homework. We're keeping her from her homework.
Oh, got it.
And Clicker AK, Arkansas, I guess. Is AK Arkansas? Or I never keep track.
Arkansas,
anyway,
yeah. Or
Clicker,
is that Alaska? No, that's Arkansas.
She said, we'll always have an army. Well, I said she. I'm not so sure. Well, Clicker, I think I know who that is. So she.
Okay.
So we'll always have an army. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for the questions and comments. Thank you for being here. No disrespect that we said, well, we wonder if this is the right time. We love the people that are here. Love that we get to answer your questions. I hope we have answered. Well, we've answered as many as we've seen that we could, but please, let's keep the communication going and keep the love flowing in this tremendous community.
Thank you for the donations tonight. For those of you who donated for people to get our books. Thank you for people that have joined our Facebook group and people who have bought our book and read our book and given us reviews on our book. So there's so many things to thank, and all the people like Lindsay and Anna and Kimberly and just everybody who put so much, effort into this to make it what it is, because it is growing and it is amazing to see. And Rex and I we're grateful that you guys are part of our lives. So thanks for being there for us.
And one more shout out to Kimberly and Linda and the Facebook group. And so I posted her comment on there, but we will take off and let Sean get home too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, go ahead, Sean.
I was going to say, the wife sent me a message. She's like, are you almost done? I'm in the hot tub. So I got to go.
Okay.
I got to go.
Thanks for joining us.
I got to go.
Sean's got to make it to the hot tub.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you next time.
You can email us, rexandadam@gmail.com.
This has been a production from A Podcast Studio.